speak now to another friend of the show. On the line is the amazing Alex Arthur. Don't say we haven't brought you your money's worth today. And Alex, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, how are you all doing?
We're very well. Would we be right in saying we're speaking to a slightly bigger, slightly heavier Alex Arthur today?
Oh yeah, most definitely. There's no doubt about that.
Now, Alex...
A much healthier Alex Arthur.
Good.
That, yeah.
Alex, you know my feelings and thoughts on that, mate. You've been one of the kids that... You and I have talked about this for a long time. Now listen, Alex, let's leave that aside. March 27th, your official lightweight debut. Is this going to be an 8-rounder, or have you got some sort of, you know, international title on the line?
I'm not too sure at this point, Stevie, what's exactly happening. You know, just the general excitement's all that's getting me just now. The fact that I can train and eat rather than just train and starve. You know,
yeah,
so
gotcha.
You know, I'm just excited about getting in the ring as a vibrant, energetic fighter again. You know, it's been a few years since that happened, so I'm just so excited about it.
Now, Brian Donald, the veterans boxing writer, he put a piece in the paper the other day saying that you're ruling out Willie Limond, who's obviously reaching out for you, but the two fights you fancy, the Gomez revenge and a catchweight fight with the guy that took your super-featherweight title, Nicky Cook. Now, that's a sexy one, the catchweight. I like that. Yeah,
most definitely. You know, to be honest with you, Steve, I'd like to, you know, at this point in time, the way I'm feeling, I'd like to fight them both on the same night. You know, you do the whole thing.
Easy now, Alex, easy.
You know, the tag fighter thing, well, I would like to give Nicky Cook 6 rounds and Gomez 6 rounds, you know, and I believe at this new weight I could get them both out there.
Alex, what about if we get them in a sort of a tag team situation? Bunty could tag with you, drop down a few divisions.
Oh, well, I don't know about getting down as low as middleweight. I doubt that.
Hey, listen, the TV makes me look slim, remember. Now, Alex, a text is coming here from Paul Kerr in Dunblane. He says, I reckon it's going to be hard for Alex to make a dent in such a, you know, a laden division, heavy division. It's a good division. And then he says, do you think the Arthur Gomez rematch will happen? Now, have you spoken to Frank Warren about that Gomez fight, or is it just something that you'd like?
I mean, contrary to popular belief, it's a rematch that I've been trying to get since a few days after it happened.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yep, and the same with the Nicky Cook situation. Unfortunately, none of the guys wanted to fight me again. Gomez's reasons were financial, and I can completely understand that.
Absolutely.
And he says that he wouldn't like to go through anything close to that fight again unless he was getting a lot of money, and I don't blame him, you know.
Sure. Now, that does make sense. I know that Michael, if he was going to get a rematch with you, needed more money. And Nicky, I think there was half a chance, and then he was injured, then he could have had this one, and he could have had that one. In the end, he's ended up with a mandatory. I don't think Nicky Cook's got any problems with fighting you, and maybe even at that weight. I mean, I know he's come up from featherweight, but he's still a big boy, Nicky Cook. You know, he was never a tiny featherweight.
I'm really hoping that he holds on to his title. You know, he deserves to hold on to it. And, I mean, there's no chance... if Nicky were to win, for me to go back down there, I just wouldn't do it anymore. You know, it's not worth my health and my safety, my risk. I've got a family. You know, I just want to compete at the new weight. As far as the text message goes for the guy that sent one in, yeah, it's a really, really tough division. But, you know, I think me at my absolute best and healthy, you know, I think I can compete with anyone in the world without a doubt.
Now, the name you've missed out there, and I'm not sure if it's because you've mentioned it before, is obviously Amir Khan. I mean, that seems to me, you know, you do a couple of, you know, you have a job up there, Amir Khan, let's say, does a job on Barrera, more on that later on. I mean, is that a fight you're thinking of, or do you just think, you know, are you realistic enough, Alex, to know that you're not going to fall inside his orbit?
Oh, no, most definitely, Steve. But at the same time, you know, it's probably one of the biggest fights in the lower weight classes in the UK. You know, and I think it's a fight everyone would like to see. I'd just like to get my lightweight debut, or my catchweight debut, or whatever you want to call it, out the way first. Let me settle into the weight a little bit. Let's see how Amir goes with Barrera. You know, and then I believe that if we were to fight, you know, there should be some kind of big title on the line. And, you know, I don't know who will exactly get to go for a title first between me and Amir. If Amir beats Barrera, I would imagine he'll get an automatic shot at a title. But let's wait and see what happens. You know, there's a lot of materialising to go on before anything happens.
Now, Alex, you're a very realistic kid, you know, the way you know, and you're realistic. You understand that sometimes stars get more exposure than some of the worthier guys at that weight. And lots of people are emailing in saying that about Amir. But What's your sort of take on the whole Amir bandwagon over the last 3 or 4 years, Alex? What's your take? Keep it nice and short because we're flying along. What's your take on it?
I think that Amir deserved everything he got with his performance in the Olympics. I must
boy.
say that.
So do I.
He's a really, really nice guy. I've got all the time in the world for Amir Khan, and I think he has deserved a lot of the publicity that's came along with him. He had an unfortunate fight, you know. I think it was the best thing that could have happened to him along the lines if it was quick and fairly painless.
Right.
You know, it wasn't a long, drawn-out fight where he got beaten up badly.
No.
I think he came back well from it.
It was short and sharp.
I think the Pereira fight's happening at a perfect time for him.
Oh, well, listen, we hope so too. By the way, Alex, just to let you know, in case you're a British Prescott fan, he fights in Florida on the 20th of February. Alex, listen, it's always a pleasure. Hello to Debbie and the kids for me. See you later, boy.
Thank you, Steve. Cheers, my man. Bye-bye.
Cheers, son. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Alex. Yeah, lightweight now, but the next fight for Alex Arthur is a big one, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, Frank, it's a good show that he'll put on a good show there. Hopefully Frank will pull in someone. Don't be at all surprised if it's a very competitive fight, because Frank will want to see that he can make the adjustment.
He can't hang around, can he? He's got to
No, that's the thing. And, you know, he's got to get in quite sharpish, and I can see it being a fairly competitive. You know what? Alex will want a competitive fight. Because if he hits some fat featherweight on the elbow and the guy jumps on the floor after 2 rounds, that's no good for anyone. It's no good for the paying public. It's no good for the TV viewer. And it's no good for Alex Arthur. How are you, Andy, anyway? You okay? How's the baby? Any calls?
Plenty. Should we move on?
I'll
tell you about the baby later.
Thanks, boy.
She cries.
She's a baby.
She's beautiful.
They cry and they poo.
She's beautiful. Absolute bundle of joy, Steve.
What are you saying, she doesn't poo?
Not much. She's
Oh,
perfect.
you're such a daddy liar. My princess doesn't poo. You're having a laugh. Carry on, Andy.
Anyway.